Hey, what's up? So, sorry. So I guess we're taking a break. It's Christmas morning. It's probably like 10. I don't know. Anyway, I'm out in back of my sister's pad. And, it's incredible. It was fun. We have a tradition where we all come to my sister's house because we both live about 15 minutes. My mom and her boyfriend, or whatever, they live 15 minutes away from me in one direction, and then my sister and niece they both own their houses. She lives about 15 minutes the other way from me, so I'm right in the middle. Anyway, so we come to my sister's house and on Christmas Eve, and we order Chinese food, and then we all stay here, overnight, and then we get up and do the whole opening presents and shit. And I try and slip in some Mandela effects and whatever. People don't want to hear it. I love my family. They are so cool. And, they have the right to their belief. It's just, they're pure goodness. Like my niece, my sister, and my mom are, never done anything wrong, I swear to God. These girls are pure as the driven snow. They're good people. And they're like, just don't even worry about it. Don't worry. You're feeding the fear. You're feeding the fire. You're feeding them by worrying and fearing them. And they're like, fuck them, man. I will smother them with love. And if they kill me, oh well. That was God's plan. And I'm always like, yeah, you're right. But it's fascinating. And because I'm reading Revelations, and it's all coming to pass, and blah, blah, blah. And unless I spoon-fed, and everyone that's a truther out there knows, unless you spoon-feed someone that doesn't, like my mom, she sees the Mandela effect, like Berenstein, and every other one. She knows it, and she says, yes, it's changed. But what, so what? Oh, well, this, where we are here, where we're at, and it is what it is, And she's like, I don't know what you can do. And I just I took pictures of the chemtrails, and I sent them to my congressman, and to the President Trump, and to the president's wife, the First Lady, Ivanka, and with pictures of the chemtrails, and also to my congressman and stuff. And I do it every single day. I send the same thing. Please look into this. This is not cool, blah, 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 blah. And with pictures, time-lapse pictures, I'll put them up. In fact, I just got a tripod for Christmas. So I will be coming to you with time-lapse footage. We're fortunately don't get as dumped on right here as everyone else, because the military base is right over here. And the thing that I figured is I'm safer right under their noses, and they're not going to bomb their own selves. They don't want to spray shit on themselves. So I decided, and I'm in the desert, I decided to move here because it's the desert. What are they going to do? Send us a hurricane or a tornado? Or I guess there could be an earthquake, but there's not much that would fall. You know what I mean? There's nothing. Look. See those mountains? There's really nothing there to burn, little shrubs. As far as directed we're too poor out here. No one the reason my mom and sister bought houses down here because they were super cheap. And the reason I have a 1-bedroom for $650 a month, including utilities, and I have a storefront where I can sell my artwork included. And so I have a space in the quad where I can sell my artwork and anything else I want, without having a business license or anything, just cash, boom, right? And I live like 1 mile outside of Joshua Tree National Park, so I can just straight up, I'm gonna make t-shirts with like just that one Joshua Tree's cactuses, like a silhouette, and just put Joshua Tree. I visited Joshua Tree, like t-shirts or tote bags. It's a great idea, or handkerchiefs, because I thought about tie-dyeing, and I thought, oh, that's a lot of work, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I have some other ideas, and I have other things that I'm doing, but, yeah, so all you can do is pray at this point. I mean, unless you have aircraft, unless you have like an RPG, or, not even that, like, unless you have anti-aircraft weaponry that will go up to 30-some thousand feet or more, then you're fucked. So, but I always say, you can't fight everyone says you can't fight a hurricane. You can't fight a flood. Well, you don't. I mean, they're geoengineered disasters. But, and even the laser, directed energy weapon that started the fires in California were also man-made and done, obviously. If you look at all the anomalies, and everyone knows that. I mean, if you don't even bother listening to me, because, it's just so blatantly obvious. And Vegas, no one's even talking about that anymore. And no one even gave an official narrative. And they're still not talking. Oh, man. I think the only possible way, if it's even possible, to turn this ship around of this satanic, whatever, jubilee, whatever the fuck these wicked, elitist, motherfucker pedophiles do. I hate them, and they're killing fucking people. See, but I shouldn't they feed on hate. They feed on fear. I just can't. And we can't be afraid, but we are, because if we speak out, they laser beam our house in the middle of the night, and there's not even bones. Like, everybody, I'm like, what's the body count? They don't know, because not one bone was ever found in these California wildfires. So they were just vaporized, like 9/11, and the cars had the same shit going on 9/11. Whatever. Forest fires didn't. Anyway, back to my point. People say, well, Brady, you can't fight a forest fire. Or a wildfire. You can't fight a hurricane. And they're using weather warfare against us, right? But what you can do, and chemtrails. Like, how do you fight chemtrails? What you do is, you don't fight the chemtrail or the hurricane or the flood. You fight the people pushing the button, literally. Literally, the person pushing the button. Like, whoever's filling these tankers up, but at airports, we all need to descend on the airports. Where are these planes landing and taking off from? And we need to literally go there and forcibly not let them take off. I mean, that's one thing you could do. I'm just saying, you don't fight the hurricane. You fight the person pushing the button. You can't shoot a hurricane, but you can shoot at someone that's hitting the button. Yes, you can. So if we have any possibility of ever even turning this around, We're so they've divided us so much. All they have left to do is conquer, flip the switch, and you all know what I'm talking about. So, sorry. Happy Saturnalia, or Christmas, whatever you want to call it. Retail, super speed, hyper inflated, super consumerism. Yay, that's what we. But see, in my family, we do secondhand gifts and stuff too. So it's not even about that. It's about the actual thing, you know, that you need. It's really cool. But it is what it is, you know. But they're really getting out of they've been out of control. This is 100 years in the making, and the first national park on another channel, and you probably know who he is, RFB. And he went to and I appreciate that, by the way, if he happens to see this. He went out to Wyoming and went to Devil's Tower, which I've climbed myself. There's several paths you can take. And and he was saying it's an easy climb because of the things. Yeah, that's true, but if you look at a climbing map, it's just like rapids in the river. They're like a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult it's going to be. So, you know, I climbed up there, and you actually sign into a book up there under some rocks and stuff. There's a book, and you sign it when you climb it. Whatever. It is what it is. Anyway, it was awesome. It is weird how the lore of that is. And it was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which I think was Steven Spielberg. In answer to your question, Richie, because Richie from Boston, he was saying that Devil's Tower, or Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 1977. Yeah, I grew up on that movie, man. It's crazy. It's real, like predictive programming, I guess. But all this wouldn't make sense. Like the Bible wouldn't make sense. Like Revelation, steal with man, it won't work. We can't merge with robots, basically. So we would have never understood that till now. And that's why I even believe the Bible now. I didn't used to, because I'm like, what? Now when they're sitting there 10 out of 10, getting shit right, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe there is something to this. You know? Anyway, so, without further ado, I'm just kidding. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful, happy, and joyous holiday. Okay? Alright. Bye.